Okay, so the character of Aletheia is sort of loosely based off of Marley or Marl from Chrono Trigger. Her story pretty much starts very similarly to Chrono Trigger, where Chrono and Marl walk the festival together. In my story, John and Aletheia will walk the festival together. And similarly, John doesn't know who Aletheia is at the time, so she's basically hiding her identity. She reads a name of a horse off one of the tags in the stables. She sort of hides her identity because she doesn't want to be found out in the at the festival. She likes to walk the festival, and she walks it every year. But people have heard rumors that she often does this. The princess would often do this, and true to form, she does it this year in the spring festival. And what happens is she catches the attention of the Black Jester, and the Black Jester is there to find the princess because of this rumor. So he finds an opportunity to kidnap her, and he does. So that's pretty much how the story is set in motion. There's a lot that spirals out from there, but that's kind of how it starts. Aletheia, like I said, is based off a lot of Chrono Trigger's Marley, and it sounds very similar to like Jasmine from Aladdin, when she's sort of walking around the marketplace and just blending in and wearing her hood. And Aletheia, her horns aren't very long in spring, so they're covered by the cloak she wears so that people don't recognize her immediately. But when her hood does fly off during a show, that's when the Black Jester is able to see her horns and also her red hair, which is the signifier of Aletheia and who she is. She has a power that whenever she's touched or touches someone, they immediately fall asleep. And if she touches a champion, their powers start to act strangely, and the weaknesses of their powers, which all powers have weaknesses, they start to grow and they manifest more. So, for instance, if Aletheia touches Sam, who has the power of alchemy, and his weakness is unconsciousness from overexertion. His weakness starts with coughing, fits, and bloody noses, chest pains, or pretty much like respiratory issues. That comes out whenever Aletheia touches him. So the alchemist's power it basically ruins the person's respiratory system with overuse. And so when Sam uses his powers a lot, he has a lot of chest issues and respiratory problems and breathing problems. And that's kind of what happens when Aletheia touches him. She's a very positive character. She's one of the most positive in the story. Aletheia sees the good in people like John does. The difference, or they're very similar characters in a lot of ways. That's kind of what brings them together. She's very headstrong and she is independent even before she meets John. She often sort of lashes out the way she tries to escape things in a way, similar to, I guess, the character of, like, in Frozen. I don't remember the character's name, but the king sort of keeps her close in the castle and doesn't let her go out very often for a lot of different reasons, including her powers. He's very overprotective of her, and that has sort of weighed on Aletheia a lot. She acts out by leaving the castle when she shouldn't be, which is what she does at the beginning of the story. She'll often challenge authority just for the sake of an argument, probably in her mind just to feel like she has some kind of impact on the world around her, because that's sort of the basis of her. She's inhibited in almost every way. She can't touch anyone. She always has to wear gloves, hoods, and veils. She's basically hidden away, and that has taken a toll on her, but it's never given her a negative outlook on life, on people, on anything. She wants to be free, basically. She does have a lot of insecurities, but again, that doesn't really relate to trust. She's almost too willing to trust people because of who she is, because of what she wants, which is just to be a part of something bigger than her. And that's what kind of brings her and John together in that way. That's why they're very similar. John feels that he wants to be more than what his father made him, what his father gave to him. And Aletheia, in a similar way, wants to be part of something bigger than her, wants to be able to express herself. She wants to be able to explore the world around her uninhibited, and that's what her desire is. Aletheia will often act before thinking things through, similar to John in that way, especially in the beginning. She cares a lot what other people think of her. She tries to act more proper than she really is. And this is partly because of her upbringing, but also because of the fact that she's afraid of people seeing who she really is. Even though that person is a good person, she's afraid of people seeing through her. It's different from John in that he fears what he's capable of becoming, while Aletheia is more concerned with how she's perceived and coming across as ladylike, coming across as the proper woman that she's expected to be, when really she has imperfections just like anyone else. And finally, Aletheia has horns because she is the daughter of Simon Parrish and Anahata, the Empress of Jewels. And Simon Parrish, he is of Fawn descent, so that is where Aletheia gets her horns, her antlers from, and she gets her red hair from the Empress of Gules. This makes her easily identifiable in the festival because Fawn only have silver or black hair in addition to their antlers, so Aletheia is special in that regard.